Religion is an extremely powerful force in today's world. For most people, a belief in God or some higher power is no idle theoretical thing. Millions are prepared to die in his name. Millions are prepared to kill in his name. But who is this being that so much is done for? What is his nature?
God is both the intelligent cause of the universe, and God is also what we would say as the material cause.
The universe is created, that God is a creator, that human beings are at the centre of creation.
There are lots of things which one doesn't believe because there are no grounds or very poor grounds for believing in them, and that includes the Tooth Fairy and Santa Claus, and in my view it includes God.
Spirit moves the matter. So just as the spirit moves the matter of this body, the Supreme Spirit moves the universal body or the cosmic body. This is God.
Why is the universe here? Why isn't it made of custard?
Islam means submission, because every Muslim submits himself to the Creator.
Religion doesn't want this. They don't want people to have ideas. They want people to follow what's written in a book. It's all explained, there's all reasons for it, stick to that.
And you reach the far side, then you wouldn't take the raft with you and then keep on walking. You'd just abandon the raft on the shore. So in the same way, the teachings that he gives are things to be abandoned.
You have this parallel description of man being rolled out of the dust of the earth and woman being drawn from his ribs. And the instruction given to man in that case is tend to the world and settle it, develop and nurture my creation.
There are different views about the nature of the first cause of the universe. Western religions call it God and stress faith and obedience to his will. Eastern religions call it Brahman or Tao and emphasize an inward journey. Science, on the other hand, speaks about laws of nature, laws that are completely impersonal and based on observation and measurement. But who are we to believe? Who is right? Who is wrong? Let's talk to some people, clerics and scientists alike.
In the first telling in Genesis 1, Adam is told, "Go forth, be fruitful, multiply, conquer the world and subdue it." We have a responsibility to provide a spiritual conquest of the world, to bring an understanding of God to everyone and to every place.
Muslims believe that there is no speck that moves without the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everything is predestined and it's happening by the will of Allah. No one can move, no one can do anything without the will of Allah. There is wisdom behind everything that is happening. And there's nothing that is happening, as they say, out of the blue, like for no reason. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not create humans and jinn except to order them to worship Him alone and not to associate partners with Allah.
We also believe that He has revealed how we should organize our lives so that we can be fully human.
In the Hindu tradition, people have different conceptions of God. Some people believe that God is a personal being residing in some world, and their primary response to God is one of devotion. Though we believe ultimately that God is transpersonal and is in the form of pure consciousness. Like the spider creates the thread of its web from its own abdomen and withdraws that thread into its abdomen. What really exists is God itself. And God itself is appearing in the form of this energy stuff, which then, from our empirical perspective, we are calling as the universe. So in Hinduism, ultimately we believe in one God. In fact, from my tradition, we believe that God is without a second. But nonetheless, we can expand this to suit people's emotional needs, and we can have various manifestations of that God, both male and female.
New Age is a label that's been given to spirituality that doesn't have a religion attached to it. I think a lot of people are disillusioned by religion because, we're told that we can't do this, we can't do that, and if you're naughty, you'll go to hell, or, there's all this sort of slap on the wrist type things. Just people just saying, no, I don't want to, listen to being somebody telling me how to live my life anymore. I want to heal my life. I want to be part of different communities or groups of people or whatever, but I want to do it in a much more loving and supportive way rather than being indoctrinated, being told what to do.
Buddhism doesn't rely on the idea that the order in the world must be decreed, as it were, by some divine being. Rather, the order of the world arises from the patterns and the energies, and it's in those laws of causality that we see the orderliness and the structure of the world.
There are, I think, at the moment, at least a dozen science books on religion and on the why questions. And I don't think any of them come to the conclusion that this is an illegitimate place to look, that asking why questions for human society is fine, for why does the body work as it does, but it cannot answer why we're here or why the universe exists unless something turns up very surprisingly. It might turn up in the mathematics, but would any of us be the wiser?